Hello, viewers, welcome to our meditation on Matthew chapter 20. In this chapter, Jesus tells a parable about workers in a vineyard, which teaches us about God's grace and generosity. Through this parable, Jesus challenges our ideas of fairness and justice, and shows us that God's ways are higher than our own. The parable begins with a landowner who hires workers to tend his vineyard at different times throughout the day. Some workers are hired early in the morning, while others are hired later in the day. At the end of the day, the landowner pays each worker the same amount, regardless of how long they worked. This causes some of the workers to grumble, believing that they should have been paid more for working longer hours. However, the landowner responds by reminding the workers that he paid them the amount that they agreed upon, and that he had the right to be generous to the other workers. In doing so, he shows us that God's grace and generosity are not limited by our ideas of fairness or justice, but are based on his boundless love for us. Through this parable, Jesus reminds us that God's ways are higher than our own. He challenges us to let go of our own ideas of fairness and justice, and to trust in God's goodness and generosity. He also reminds us that we are all equally valuable in God's eyes, regardless of our status or accomplishments. As we meditate on Matthew chapter 20, let us be inspired by the grace and generosity of God. Let us remember that we are all equally loved and valued by Him, and that His ways are higher than our own. May we learn to trust in His goodness and grace, and to let go of our own ideas of fairness and justice. If you have found this meditation helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel for more uplifting and inspiring content. Thank you for joining us today, and may God bless you always.